Well, I
Same
think that would
and Chargers, but Seattle's schemed differently than those guys are.
I mean,
Seattle's
the
schemed
way
similar to like Houston.
my logic would work then, I mean, I think saying that the Patriots have given up X amount of sacks almost feeds into that narrative that he's gonna go over
Hmm.
on the rushing yards more
Well,
because
he
he's gonna
might
be
be
feeling the
scrambling.
pressure.
What I'm saying is, I don't think he's
Yeah,
going to be
yeah.
able to get past the line of scrimmage because they're going to run a spy on him, and I just don't think he's going to be able to break off long ones. Is what
You don't
my
think
play
Vrabel
is.
you don't think Vrabel would prepare for that?
Well, they're gonna. I mean, they love running 12 man. They're gonna stat. They're gonna try to run the ball, no doubt. I don't think New England's line is. It's like the Houston game. I mean, I think they're gonna have trouble protecting Drake May and running the ball. I think it's even though the weather's not gonna be a factor.
But listen, the Seahawks are
Yeah,
great against the run. I mean, the Seahawks are a great defense, okay? They're a great
they're
defense.
not the
They're
Legion
great
of
against
Boom, but they're
no.
fantastically schemed. I mean, it's
So they're
you got to play
they
Stafford level to score.
they excel against the run. But you can see even when the Colts play the Seahawks, they have some issues in the secondary. And to your point about the spy, if Drake May can hit a couple slam dunks, hit him deep, they're going to start pulling those spies off to add some secondary coverage.
Yeah. They can, and, I know you probably watched the Colts game against them more than any other game that Seattle had played. Watching that game, I definitely think they held a lot of their they didn't try to play aggressive on either side of the ball. Not to say that they're not gonna play a lot of defense like that, but they ran a lot of man coverage. They might do a little bit of that here starting off to see how New England reacts to that because, to me, Stephon Diggs is the only one that's gonna be able to get separation with a one-on-one, but even then, um, I just think the styles, they might try to really stalemate it out from the start. And I think
I think
maybe
it's going to be a low scoring game.
yeah, I'm
I
I'm
think
thinking
both
like
teams
middle
are
of
going to
the
be
row.
conservative.
I'm thinking middle of the row. I'm thinking, maybe both teams score on their first drive and then like the rest of the half, it's pretty slow. And then third and fourth quarter open it up a little bit. But
Yeah.
yeah, the Drake May rushing one is interesting. I think Seattle's going to be really um, focused on that part of it. But you never know. You're gonna see plays in this game that they haven't run all year. They've had 2 weeks to prepare, and you've got a playbook that's got 300 plays, and they're only gonna run about 60 to 70, so, um, you'll see some different stuff, but I imagine starting out, it's gonna be very, like, "Let's see what you guys are" "Let's see the whole picture here, what you guys are trying to do, and react to that if they need to." So that's your bronze pick. A little long-winded for me, a little tangent there. For my bronze pick, let's see here. I'm gonna take Drake May under 1.5 passing touchdowns. It's even money right now. So I'm gonna say he only throws one or none as my bronze pick. Like I was saying before, I think they're gonna try to run the ball. I do think it's gonna be hard to score touchdowns here while the weather not being as much of an issue. I've gotta see Drake May perform in the playoffs before I believe he'll perform in the playoffs. And the fact that the number is only at 1.5 to me shows that, it could be a 2-3 or it also could be a none. And the way I'm leaning in this game, I'm gonna say it's more to the one or the none than the three side.
Well, truthfully, my side of it would be again the opposite, which is funny because we're opposite on who's going to win the game. I think. No, I mean, again, I think Seattle has a just great run defense, and I think that's going to force the Patriots. Sure, they're going to try to run the ball, but I think Seattle's run defense, their goal line defense, is going to force the Patriots to go in the air more than they want to, which I think is going to force that number to be over 1.5.
Yeah. Yeah, and, we're talking about passing touchdowns. I mean, you could look at, yards or pass attempts or things of that nature, if it suits your fancy. I think when it all comes down to it, if Drake May gets over that number, in my opinion, it's gonna be because of a big player too. I don't think that if they get into the red zone or let's say they're at, like, 1st or 2nd and goal, red zone defense for Seattle, while their whole entire defense, I think, is special, the red zone defense is even more special. I mean, the only thing the Rams were able to do in the red zone seemingly was the Devontae Adams cheat code when they got there. Everything else wasn't really working on them, and again, I think the Rams had the best offense in the league, and it wasn't even close, so unless they're coming with something that's that potent and they're just on fire, um I don't think Seattle's gonna have to be super aggressive here on defense to cause havoc. I think they're gonna be able to let the game kinda come to them. So I'm taking a lot of Drake May kinda under stuff.